thrilled to be here at the Southern Alberta Recovery Conference in Medicine Hat as the newly elected member of Brooks Medicine Hat. And I couldn't be more excited to represent this area in the Legislative Assembly, but also to be the Premier of this great province.
Danielle Smith, Alberta's Premier and United Conservative Party leader, speaking at a conference earlier, a day after winning her by-election. This now puts her in the legislature as a member of the riding of Brooks Medicine Hat. The next provincial general election will happen in May. CBC's Aaron Collins joins me live again from Calgary. Great to see you again, Aaron. What are you hearing from Smith after her by-election win?
Well, you said it right there, Hannah, it's a win, right? So Danielle Smith is happy. Obviously, she's making her way back to the legislature. And in politics, a win is a win. She crossed the finish line. She gets the big blue ribbon. She's on her way to the legislature. But the margin of victory does matter. And it was not tight, certainly not the kind of tight race we're seeing in those U.S. races you've been talking about, but 55% is what Danielle Smith got. And to put that in perspective, in this southeastern part of the province, very conservative area, often conservative folks would get 70 or even 75% of the vote. So 55 could be seen as a bit of a message for the Premier, who has some, campaigned on some a little more, I guess, extreme positions as far as what she hopes to do once she does get into the legislature. So you can see it's sort of the morning after the big night, Danielle Smith starting to shift, starting to pivot her message to away from the more conservative base and towards all of Albertans. Have a listen.
I want to assure Albertans that I will be leading a government that is committed to serving all Albertans, no matter where in Alberta that you live, no matter who you work for, no matter what you do, no matter who you worship, and no matter who you love.
So some of the first words coming out of Danielle Smith's mouth as she speaks to supporters last night after her win, obviously extending an olive branch to folks that maybe didn't vote for her in her riding and who are maybe considering voting for her or considering voting for the opposition in the upcoming spring election.
Yeah, I find the tone in that clip, just that you picked out, is really interesting for sure, Aaron. Something to watch for. Also, something else to watch for, the provincial general election is in May. It's not that far away. And now that Smith has a seat in the legislature, what sort of policies will be her top priorities?
Yeah, it's going to be super interesting to watch, and we're certainly seeing her telegraph some of the things that we're going to see coming down the pipe later in the month when the legislative sitting starts. What we've heard as she ran for the UCP leadership was a lot of talk about the Alberta Sovereignty Act, and she's still committed to that idea being Bill 1 when she takes over. But you're hearing a lot more from Danielle Smith about affordability issues, about inflation, about making sure people can get access to doctors, these sort of things that might resonate more with the general population across the province. So those are the things we'll be looking for as Premier Smith heads to Edmonton. Okay, it's going to be fascinating to watch. Always enjoy chatting with you, Aaron. Thanks.